Aaron and Jason here. Aaron with Iron Therapy Training, and I have Jason Eads here with Massage at Eads. And today we're going to be discussing overtraining and under recovery. And we're going to go over some signs that you may not know about overtraining. And a lot of people always question, what is overtraining? How do I know if I'm overtrained? What are those signs? Jason, what do you feel about the topic today that we're talking about?
Well, they're really linked because if you're overtraining, you're not recovering enough, and if you're not recovering enough, you end up with all the signs of overtraining. The body simply can only process so much at a time. One of my favorite phrases, and my clients will roll their eyes at me when I say it, is there is no such thing as hurry up and get better. Everything happens on an even keel, or it doesn't happen. So what does overtraining actually do to your progress, for example?
Yeah. So overtraining, if you're overtrained, you're not going to be performing at your maximum potential for sure.
Right.
That's one sign to really look out for. But one of the things that I really want to touch base on is the number one thing that usually leads to overtraining, and that is mental stress. Mental stress. So what's the number one thing that people spend most of their energy on in the day? It's stress, or the worry of what they're doing. So people don't even work out, and they get off of work and they're already mentally fatigued. They're tired. They can't even go to the gym. And They didn't even do anything. So when you have mental stress or too high of mental stress, boom, it could lead to overtraining just like that. Your body's already spent. So if you really don't have control of your mind and your energy and your brain and how you're handling these stressful situations, it's going to lead to overtraining very quickly. Very quickly. You don't even have to be going gung-ho at the gym. It'll lead to overtraining very quickly. So what's one of the things you've noticed about overtraining, Jason?
Well, occasionally you're working with a client that has, the phrase probably isn't a good one, but it's they have zero chill. They have no relax to them. You can work with them, you can talk to them, you can try to get their muscles to relax, and it just doesn't happen. So I would say that is a common symptom. It ties into that anxiety. Your body comes in and it follows the pattern your brain sets before it. So if you're always worried and always stressed and always anxious, your body is always tight and stressed and hurts more. You're not going to want to move as much because you're in pain, because you're stressed. It all ties in together. And so I would say that almost more ties into being under recovered. But again, these two topics, there's a reason why they're together. It's because they're very interlinked. If you're not recovered, you have all the signs of overtraining because your body's already wrecked. If you overtrain, you're not going to recover fast enough, so you're going to be under-recovered, which is why we're kind of trying to tackle all of this at the same time.
Yeah, and I'll go over a couple signs of overtraining. So some signs of overtraining that you may or may not have. You may notice yourself waking up every night in the middle of the night between 2 or 3 a.m. or somewhere in that time frame every single night, and you keep doing that. That could be a sign of overtraining. Another sign of overtraining can be low testosterone. It could lower your testosterone and cause serious hormone issues in a male. So let's go back to what I was talking about the mental stress and being overly worked in your brain. So some people have low testosterone as well from the actual stress of their job, or the stressful situations that they're not controlling the stress in their mind. So that's a whole different subject there. But basically where I'm getting at is that overworking of yourself can lead, because it releases more cortisol in your body. Another sign for females can be missing menstrual cycles or not even having a menstrual cycle at all. That could be a sign of overtraining, working too hard. Another sign could be high blood pressure. High blood pressure can come from overtraining, being overworked. Same with mental stress. It all leads down to the same line there. Those are some serious, like health signs that you can actually see, or some complications like lack of sleep, not being able to sleep. It's weird. All you need is the rest, right? But you're waking up every night at 2 or 3 in the morning and continuing a cycle.
Right, and I feel like I'm getting called out, by the way. Yeah, because that happened like 2 days ago. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and just immediately went into automatic pilot. I got up, I made my coffee, I got the dog outside, and I was halfway through making breakfast before I actually looked at the clock, and it was 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't need to be up right now.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So what are some other things that cause overtraining? I mean, we got mental stress, overworking the body.
Right.
Well,
I think when I think of overtraining, I think of somebody who's going to the gym for hours and hours and hours when they're not there at the fitness level, first of all. And you got to remember, a lot of these old school bodybuilders that you hear talking about spending 3 hours in the gym, I won't question what they were doing at the time. They were definitely using some chemical substances, and many of them have come out to support those 3-hour workouts. Your average human being is not going to run at that. Even a good elite athlete is not going to run at 3 hours of heavy weightlifting or things like that in the gym. That's what I think about when I think about overtraining. Another good example is you have the lady who has to fit in the bridesmaid's dress in 6 months, and they haven't worked out in a year and a half. And so what do? They go to the gym and they go in, they're doing an hour of cardio, and they're not hardly eating anything, and they're worried because they have to fit, and they have to fit in this dress, and they have to be ready, and then it all ties in together. So they're over moving their body, their anxiety, their stress, their cortisol levels are all way out of whack because they're worried about this big social event. And you can't tell me in that environment that you're sleeping well, that you're going to make good decisions. And that's another one. If you're overworked or undertrained, your cognitive decision-making ability becomes impaired. So you're more likely to reach for those stress foods. You're more likely to reach for that donut in the break room. All of that ties in together. Am I actually hitting your questions here, Aaron?
Yeah,
no,
those are good areas there. Another thing that can, cause a lot of this overtraining and stuff that you're talking about, and things like that, are actually people nowadays. We've found, and this has been going on for a while, but people are under-eating carbohydrates, or avoiding carbohydrates and avoiding fats. Things that people actually need to recover, especially with working out. Like, those are key things that you need to recover. So when you're avoiding those things, your body's unable, and we're kind of getting into the recovery
and again,
part here.
It ties in, because if you're under recovered, you've got all the signs of overworking.
Yeah.
If you're overworking, you're going to have all the signs of under recovery. So I mean, the overlap's inevitable.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'm getting to. Like, this kind of gets into the recovery part, but not eating properly is not going to let you. I mean, you can hit overtraining from that, and it comes down to under recovery. Like, it didn't recover, your body didn't recover, you're not sleeping, and things like that.
Okay.
So, like, being under, recovered, or not eating properly, or whatever's going on, what are your thoughts on the recovery part, even like in the massage area? Let's talk about some of the massage.
Oh yeah, we can deal with that. I hit that all the time, because you have clients that approach you and you are their answer for everything. And I will absolutely do the best I can for everybody on my table, but at the same time, just like Aaron, I will do the best I can while you're with me. The bigger impact on your health is what you do when you're not on the table or when you're not in the gym. So as far as being under recovered, when I'm working on somebody, I can tell this person doesn't drink enough water in the day, because dehydration is the number one contributor to brain fog, muscle cramps, all of that stuff. And that's a sign of not recovering. If you're not hydrating well, if you don't have enough calories, if you don't have that good base nutrition, you're going to be under recovered, and all of that's going to show up on the table. And ultimately, I know it shows up in the gym too.
Yes, so it's going to affect your performance. Like even if let's say you're training, you're an athlete. They see it in sports all the time. You know, you show up to, let's say you were younger, you were, playing football, and the coach says, "Did you guys all eat like crap yesterday? Because I can see it in your performance. You know, what's going on? What's going on here? You guys aren't performing the way you normally do." So it does show up. Like your bad eating habits will show up compared to when you feed your body properly.
Right.
I did forget to mention one thing on overtraining, and that is the increased risk of injury.
Oh, for sure.
The overtraining and injury. Yeah. So like, and it goes down to, remember what I said about the mental stress too. Like if you're totally exhausted, mentally exhausted, that's, what can lead to that overtraining and, potential injuries and things like that. So if you're not recovering or you're not getting that sleep in, then.
Or you're pushing too hard.
Pushing too hard.
Yeah.
Yep. Pushing too hard for sure. Yeah. So what are some things we can do to recover? Like what do we need to do, Jason? What are some things that the under recovery part? What are some things?
Well, my biggest struggle is sleep. You have to have enough actual sleep. You can Google the results, but I think the average American runs something like 4 to 6 hours of sleep, and that I'm definitely guilty. It is not enough sleep for your body to recover. You tear your muscles in the gym, you heal while you're sleeping. That's when your body's healing mechanisms comes in. Your level, let's get a little massage therapy about this. Your level, what happens when you're level? Your lymph system stabilizes, because you're basically a walking bottle of water, okay? So when you're flat, all the fluids in your body will stabilize. Everything levels out. Your body has a chance to get good blood pressure to your toes because you're not standing up. All of that works together so that you can actually recover, so that you can wake up and tear those muscles again the next day.
Yeah. You're right.
You got to have enough sleep.
The number one, yes, rest. So that would be the number one thing that I would recommend. You need to get some rest. You need to make sure you're eating right to recover and drinking enough fluids.
Yeah, that was going to be my second step. You have to have enough water.
And another big one, making sure that you have scheduled rest days where you're getting rest. It's not always good to go 7 days a week gung ho. Right.
Well,
listen to your body.
I post, and so everybody who follows me is going to know, I go to the gym 7 days a week. One of those days, I try to get in the pool. So I'm going to the gym, I'm going swimming for half an hour, and I'm going to get in the hot tub and the sauna. So it's a recovery day, even though I'm still going to the gym.
Yeah.
Other workouts you can do, like if you talk about mental health, for some of us, going to the gym is what we do for our mental health.
Yeah.
So you have to tailor that. So you can go to the gym, and 1 to 2 days a week, I do rehab days. And that is literally a series of small muscle movements that aren't that strenuous, built to treat, or physical therapy style exercises to treat my most possible injured spots: low back, shoulder rotations, knee issues, those types of things. And so if you need that gym contact for that social and for that I need this emotional stat, you can use that responsibly by just doing a little bit of research and not overtraining in that way.
Yeah. So like you were saying, where were we left off? The scheduled sleep. No, the scheduled rest days is what it was.
Right. Sorry.
And then with that scheduled rest days, like he was saying, there's the recovery days, where you can come in and actually just work on maybe some flexibility and mobility things, which is really good for your body because when you can release that tension, what does that do? It makes you feel better stress-wise.
You move better.
Postural stress is in the body and it causes more stress on the mind. The last thing I would recommend for people to do is practice gratitude and mindful thinking, positive things, okay? Because if you can't control your stress levels, you're going to be so mentally fatigued and exhausted, you don't even have to work out. You're already there. You're already at that
You've already
point.
burned 1,000 calories in anxiety.
Yes. So we need to work on gratitude and the positive mindset so you can recover and you're in a more healthy state of mind every day. That is what's going to really lead to recovery.
If I believe I can do something, let's not take it to the extreme some people do. If I believe I can do something, my odds of achieving it are way higher than if I'm just sucking my thumb, coming in going, okay, here we go. I'm probably not going to get it, but we're going to try. Attitude is everything. You see it in the elderly in spades. And listen to your elders and watch, because that's where you see the end of people's journeys. And you can see the individuals who have had bad attitudes most of their life. And I promise you, their health is way worse than your individuals who have a positive attitude, who have a more of a can-do attitude, even if the more positive individuals have a harder health issue, you will see them do better than those who don't have that and maybe even don't even have that many challenges. It's amazing. I've noticed it in spades over like 20 years in the nursing profession. You can see it every day. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so having that positive mental environment, it's going to help you recover. It's going to help you feel better. It's going to fix a lot of things that are going wrong and the things that you may be focusing on. And it's going to lead to better recovery, better sleep, and it's going to be a trickling effect. So yeah, the nutrition, drinking enough water, taking care of your mental state is a big one, and rest. Scheduled rest days or actual making sure you're getting enough sleep every night. So, well, if you guys need anything, you let us know. This is Aaron here with Iron Therapy Training, and I had
Jason Eads with Massage at Eads.
And we appreciate you guys watching this video. We're glad you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, if you see this, drop a comment below on your favorite way to unwind, relax, or recover.
I like that. Yes. We'll be in touch with the comments. See ya.